AM 570, LA Sports.
Were you there yesterday?
Good stuff. At the game?
Yeah.
No, I was coming back from Dallas, and I got in. I think I got in about 11 something. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to that stadium because first of all, I like to get there early, and I know what was going to happen. I already knew. I already knew what was going to happen. We can't beat the 49ers. Let's just be honest. They're a better football team than we are right now, all the way around. Then they got white chocolate.
Ooh.
And white chocolate made a big difference. What white chocolate? He threw two.
Threw one, ran one.
Had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah.
Man, look, when you get on the 1 yard line and you cannot get the ball in running the football, the quarterback has to get it in. Possibly, and he barely got it in. You got a problem. I got a video. Chris Hale sent me from the game. Yeah. Showing the defensive line of the 49ers are in the backfield almost every time they ran the ball. On that goal line, I don't even see how. Well, that one time they didn't get that in because they were in the backfield so fast. But they got a problem. You know what? You can't even blame Sean McVay because he's doing the best he can. When I said they're playing okay, but they can't last. I said they can't hold up to the 49ers. The running game. One thing about the Niners and look, I can't stand the 49ers, especially their fans. They're so damn arrogant. Is that they stick to their game plan. They stick to running the football. If they're behind 14 points, no big deal. We're still going to, if it's 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, we're still running the football. Us, we're not a running team. We can't run the ball. And we had 46 yards between our backs running the football. I think Cooper Kupp had another 10, but think about that. 46 yards, they had like 140 yards or 50 yards.
You say it all the time. You got to be willing to take that 2-yard run, 3-yard run, 2-yard run, and not go away from it because when they pay off, when do they pay off?
Late in the game. That defense is tired. But when you watch that game yesterday, I just knew. I said it's coming. It's coming. And you can, like I say, the coach Sean McVay can say, I didn't see his press conference. He can say, I've got to do a better job of coaching. You ain't got to do a better job of coaching. Them guys got to do a better job of playing is what it is. When you getting, they got mashed up front. They were getting knocked into the backfield. The offensive line was getting knocked into the backfield. It got some pressure on the quarterback, but not enough. It's just, you can't blame the coach. I'm a player. You have to blame us. Rodney, I'm sure you know as a player, you probably know when you played a bad football game. I remember the worst football game I still play to this date. It was in the playoffs against the Redskins. You don't forget it. You know when you're not playing good. These players have to know, man, I got my ass whooped yesterday. They were all in the back. They just knocked me back, Yeah. And I missed too many tackles. You know you don't play well. Yeah. And that's not McVay's fault.
Well, when you see the game, and this seems to be a bit of a trend, when these two teams play, first half is usually close.
Sometimes.
All right, sometimes.
Yeah, this time it was.
But it looks like that the 49ers make adjustments at halftime, and people have criticized Sean McVay for an inability to make adjustments during the game. You're saying it didn't matter what adjustment he made.
He don't have the players right now. We don't have a stable offensive line. That's just my opinion. I'm just my opinion. We can't run the football. We can't. Look, when they talked about bringing McCaffrey here, I like McCaffrey. I do. But as a running back, I'm like, don't bring that boy here. It's not fair to him because he's gonna get hit in the backfield. We don't have the line to get him to run the football. I've been that guy. When I went to Indianapolis, my first couple of years there, we had a pretty good line. When they started getting rid of guys, man, I told you, we played the Bills. Bruce Smith and them were hitting me so much in the backfield. He helped me up and said, man, we're going to hurt you, man. They can't block us up here. When you can't block. They know when you can't block. And then you got guys on my team talking about, man, you over there talking to them guys, you're going to piss them off. I'm like, they're really pissed off. You're going to piss them off. I'm over cursing. I'm like, man, F you, man. You're going to piss them off. I'm not saying our team is like that, but you see it. They getting mauled up front. It's just, it is what it is. The fans see it. If you're a fan, you watching football, you know football. They're getting beat up. You've got to go. And look, to find offensive linemen right now, you'd have a better chance in finding the Loch Ness Monster on Malibu Beach right now.
They ain't out there.
They ain't out there. Thank you, Rodney. They ain't out there.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody going to give you nothing. No, they not out there.
Yeah.
You have to get those guys and develop those guys, over like a year or two, or get guys that can replace guys, spend the money on the offensive line, not on receivers. I mean, hey, man. I'm just a fan, and I'm a fan. I hate to see my team get beat up like that, and that's my team. I hate to see them get beat like that. But I have to tell you what I see as a former player and as a fan. I can't be no homer. I ain't gonna be no ass kisser and say, oh well, we all right over there. If you just had a few bad plays, no, we got our ass whipped. That's what happened. I mean, you know it. I mean, if you saw it, Rodney.
Yep.
You saw it, Fred.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nothing nice about that. I mean, it is what it is.
And talking about the offensive line. I think Havenstein was the only one that's played all season.
Off season, yep.
Everybody else has been in and out. They haven't had the same 5 guys start a game back-to-back this season, which Eric knows that those guys, they communicate with each other, right? So they know their mannerisms. You know what guys doing what, how to help certain guys in certain situations. You mentioned, adjustments. Well, you can talk about adjustments all you want. Okay, that play is not working. Let's run it this way. But in order to run it this play, we're gonna have to leave you one-on-one with Bosa.
Right.
Oh, so we can't wait. We can't run that play. Okay, check that one out. Oh, yeah. No. So it's more complicated than to say, okay, we're just gonna make adjustments. We're gonna do something different. You gotta take everything into account. If you're getting beat up front, whether it's run or pass, nothing that you scheme up is going to work because it's going to disrupt everything.
It's going to disrupt everything. When you get them guys, and when the defense, as a running back, I know this. When the defensive line is in the backfield, when the ball, they've won. It's rare that a running back can get out of that get out of that box. It's like a kill box because you've got guys come from everywhere. You've got guys that are in the backfield. You've got now if we know it's a run. Now the safeties are coming up. So now you ain't got much of a chance. I mean, and that's what's happening to them. I mean, yesterday the 49ers they gave up a sack. I think Floyd got the sack. And what happened is, I think it was a guard or something. They hadn't been playing. They replaced one of the guards for the 49ers got hurt. And I saw the commentators, and he was right. He didn't alert the tackle that
he had his head turned.
Right, remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. See, that's when you
together.
When you play together, and you ain't played together, that's those little. See, those are little things that the fans don't see. But as a player, as a team, you say, "Hey, look, we messed up here. You got to alert this guy. That you're leaving this area open because Aaron Donald shot through there like that. But Leonard Floyd made the sack.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So it's stuff like that.
Yeah, the communication. It's everything. I told you last week, just relying on the center for certain calls. Talking about the mic because they all and they know one thing. Just like that play you just talked about, they know you got to alert the tackle, and the tackle knows if this happens. I adjust down. I do this. When you don't have that, and you got different guys in and out every single week, that's where it starts. You can't. It's like it's cutting your legs off, Fred. When the offensive line is getting beat on a regular basis, you could have Randy Moss, Jerry Rice. Kellen Winslow with Eric Dickerson in the backfield, but if you getting beat up front, you ain't scoring no points.
Man, you ain't scoring no points. And let me tell you something. As a running back, it is frustrating when you getting hit in that backfield. When you see them coming through there, I mean, it's like, damn. I mean, but ain't nothing you can do. I mean, the fans say, well, why can we can't run the ball? Man, they getting beat up front. I mean, and that's what's happening. And like I said, I don't see an answer. I mean, I just don't. I mean, they've got to play better. That's all I can say. You can say that, like I say, McVay can go and say, I got to coach better. They got to play better. That's what it comes down to.
Well, he played Cooper Kupp at the end of the game.
Yes.
And Kupp went down with an ankle. Man,
that was just not smart. I mean, I get it. You want to stay in the game. You want to keep. I mean, I'm not saying. As a player, as a coach, you get caught up in the game. You don't say, get all my starters out. But man, he's almost our only weapon. You can't get him hurt. I mean, I kept saying, man, they don't get him hurt. They don't get him hurt. And sure enough, I don't know how bad it is. I hope it's not too bad, but they got him hurt. And it's certain things you don't do playing football. Any sport. I mean, but football is one of them because football is a contact sport. I mean, they be hitting out that dog. They ain't messing around.
How much time was left when he went down?
That was very
A
late.
little like a minute something.
Yeah.
A minute something.
Yeah.
A minute something in the game.
Game's over with.
Game's
Out of
over.
hand. Just
Yep.
chill.
Yep. So,
Chill. Kick yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one thing is too, man. It's really, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand this here. The Rams have been gone for 20 plus years, and the 49er fans have been here, and all the Raider fans have been here. But it's really disheartening to see all those 49er fans at your home stadium. It really is. I mean, that is. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
But I mean, it's hard to say anything because like I say, you were gone for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And the Niner fans.
But as a player, you're like, damn, we at home too.
We at home. Yeah, we at home. We at home.
We at home, and we got this kind of.
And we on the road.
Like we on the road.
I know. I mean, that's sad. I
Yeah.
can't stand them fans, man. They so arrogant. My God, you would sweat at that. The fans play football. I said, get your little bitch out there and see you.
Talking.
They
smack
smile.
from
Like they make a tackle. Look what we did. Look, I said, shut. I wasn't at that game. I'm like, what you mean? Look what we did. When you make a touchdown, when you threw a pass, it's frustrating. But thank God Debo didn't play. I call him the Ram killer.
Yeah, I agree.
I call him the Ram.
Oh man,
I thought we might have had a teeny weeny chance if he didn't play, but even without winning, but when they brought,
when they get him back though, and they got to figure it out how to stop Debo, McCaffrey, and Kittle.
But I'm gonna tell you though, Rodney, think about it now. You wasn't a sprinter, but when you play running back or receiver, you got a hamstring. That's something that you see Mike Williams in San Diego. Man, that's gonna bother him. He might not be able to be the same for this season.